Today we are going to be talking about how to deploy an application to Cloud Foundry with a CI/CD tool called CircleCI. Now, Cloud Foundry makes it very easy for you to plug it into your existing CI/CD pipeline. It could be Travis, it could be Tenton, it could be whatever CSD platform basically that you use. Cloud Foundry makes it easy for you to be able to plug it. And today I'm going to show you how to do this if you are a user of CircleCI. Now, as you can see, the first thing I've done here is to log into my Cloud Foundry cluster, navigating into my organization and the specific space that I want my application to be deployed. Now, the next thing to do is to set up our project in CircleCI. So what you can do is basically go to circleci.com and authenticate with your GitHub account, and from there you can click on setup project, and also there's a guide for you here. By clicking on config process, you can find out the processes that you can follow to install your CircleCI on your GitHub repo. Now I have to do that for mine, and we're going to be deploying this particular application to Cloud Foundry with CircleCI. Now, next thing to do is to show you what our CircleCI folder looks like. Now, once you've set up your project on CircleCI will automatically create a folder called .circleci, which will contain config.yml. Now, this config.yml file is basically where we are going to specify the instructions that we want CircleCI to carry. We're basically going to define our pipeline, how our pipeline is going to look like, from taking our code from GitHub to deploying it to Cloud Foundry. Now, the next thing to do is to inspect how our config.yml file looks like. Now, this is all CircleCI syntax. So here is, I'm naming the job name, which is basically install, login, deploy, which is just one job. We want it to just take one job, which is install, login, deploy. Now, this particular job can be more than one, depending on your use case, depending on what you have to do before you can just deploy the application. Some people might want to run tests. If you want to run tests, you can also do that. You can check CircleCI official documentation to learn more about the syntax. So specifically for this demo, I am just taking my application from GitHub or then deploying it to Cloud Foundry. Now, the next thing here, I've specified my Docker image, the Docker image I would like to use. Now, steps. The steps are a bunch of actions that will need CircleCI. These are what makes up a job. The most basic unit of a job is a step. Now, the next step is to check out. So basically, why am I checking out? I'm telling CircleCI that, please, can you make my application code available in the CircleCI environment, so that Cloud Foundry can easily deploy this application to the cluster that has been specified for it. Now, the name of this next step is called install Cloud Foundry CLI. These are just basically a bunch of Linux commands that can help install the Cloud Foundry CLI version 7. Now, always remember to use version 7. The next step is called, I named it setup Cloud Foundry CLI. So basically, we are logging into our Cloud Foundry cluster with the specific API endpoint that we generated. Then the username will set when installing CF4K on that particular cluster. Then also this Cloud Foundry org and space. Now, all this in $sign here, that are basically environmental variables we specified on the CircleCI dashboard. To set up a environmental variable, all you can do is to click on to the application dashboard, click on project settings, then click on environmental variables, add environmental variable, and you can install any environmental variable that you would like to install. Now, the next thing to do is to set up Cloud Foundry CLI and push application to Cloud Foundry, which is basically making a CF push, then the name of the application. Very easy. Now, after this has been done, other things have been set. Whenever you make a change to your GitHub repo and you push, this will automatically trigger a build in CircleCI. Now, let's find out. So let's navigate. Let's make a change in our server.js and see if it would actually reflect on CircleCI. Now, if I go to let's say nano server.js, and I come over to let's just make a simple change here. Let's say provides, this is very simple change to the comment here, then click on save. Now if I do git add dot and I do git commit new change and I do a git push, once the push has been completed, it will automatically trigger a build in CircleCI. Now let's find out if it did. It takes a few seconds for the build to start, and as you can see, the build has kicked off immediately. Now let's find out how the build is starting. Now it has basically spinned up a new environment, checked out the code like we've specified, and now it's installing Cloud Foundry CLI. Takes a few seconds for the entire pipeline to be completed. Now it has installed the Cloud Foundry CLI version 7. It has set up the Cloud Foundry CLI by authenticating and logging into the cluster. Now, the next step, which is the final step, is basically pushing the application to Cloud Foundry. This takes a few seconds for the application to be deployed to Cloud Foundry. So we sit back and wait till that particular step completes. Now, when this step completes, we would be able to find the route that has been generated where we can see our application live deployed. So we wait. And now, as you can see, our application has been successfully deployed to Cloud Foundry, and our build has actually given us a success. Now, for us to see application running live, we scroll down and you find the route here, so which is this. We can go to that and we should see our application live. So now this is our application deployed live on Cloud Foundry through CircleCI. We didn't need to do anything specific, nothing new. And yeah, so that's basically how to deploy an application to Cloud Foundry with CircleCI. Thank you for watching.